すぐにどこにいても待ってほしい青空を見ている私ひまわりのような咲き出し夏になりピカピカの太陽元気いっぱい笑顔の魔法青空を見ている私ひまわりのような咲き出し
Welcome to the pre-show for the PC Gaming Show. I am Frankie Ward here in my watch party spot in London, and after a fun week of gaming events, we're almost ready for 2 hours of trailers and announcements dedicated to PC gaming. And this year is extra special because, can you believe it? It's our 10th anniversary. We created the PC Gaming Show in 2015 at a time when PC gaming didn't have a big seat at the table of summer gaming events. But hey, the PC is mainstream now. Some would say it's cool. It's also the most vibrant and interesting place to play games. It's probably not a coincidence that other platforms look more like PCs with each passing year. To us, the last 10 years represents a golden decade for PC gaming, an era that has seen PCs enjoy the biggest library of games, continue to be the place where new ideas are born, and become more accessible to newcomers than it's ever been. And while we've got some time before the start of the PC Gaming Show, let's take a moment to reflect on the biggest games, genres, hardware, and happenings that shaped PC gaming in the last 10 years. Moment number 10. The Witcher 3 was a universally loved generational RPG. So let's hear what was so significant about CD Projekt Red's game, aside from Geralt being in the bath and repeatedly going back to that scene over and over again. In fact, let's head to Ted while I just get my PC out.
I was way more excited for Dragon Age Inquisition at the time. And I came to The Witcher 3 late. I got it as a Christmas gift from my parents that year. It was the first time I stayed up to 4 a.m. playing a video game by accident in I don't know how long. Like, I was in love with that game. And there was always one forum guy who would be like, why don't they make like an open world game like the Elder Scrolls, but with like BioWare writing? And it's like, gee, man, why don't they? And they did.
The thing The Witcher managed to really nail was bringing Polish folklore to the masses. I remember playing it and I was like, these monsters are like pretty cool, really, aren't they? And then I went and read the books and I was like, oh, this is all like really faithful to the Polish folklore. This is actually awesome. To have a game that was so well received and for it to be about quite like a niche section of folklore is awesome. I love that.
It was like everything I think on paper I'd ever loved or ever wanted from an RPG. Still love that game. Still revisit it like every 1-2 years or so. I gotta get my fix.
Thanks, Ted. Stick around though. This isn't the only RPG that has raised the bar for single-player storytelling. Next on our list, a hardware innovation that has quietly made everything better for millions of PC gamers. Moment number 9. There have been many technological advances to PC gaming over the years, but few compete with the advent of DLSS.
I think it's had a bigger impact than people actually expected it to. I think when it came out, it kind of got overshadowed by ray tracing and other technologies, whereas DLSS has crept up on us and has actually been the more important, the more impactful thing. You know, you're taking a frame at a lower resolution than what you'd normally intend to run it at. You're upscaling it, but you're saving that performance. And so you just end up with more performance, and it feels like a free upgrade. It's a technology that has sort of become vital in running some modern games.
I think of DLSS as one of the most significant steps of like the 25-year evolution of GPUs, right? Like, as graphics got more and more detailed, it became more of a burden for our GPUs to render games. The solution to that was building some kind of specialized hardware.
That lets us have better effects. We can do things like ray tracing and lots and lots of expensive transparency effects that typically would cause us to run out of fill rate essentially on the hardware, so that we wouldn't be able to render those effects at 4K effectively. Better image quality and really just improve frame rates for that given image quality too.
Now, we all love a comeback story, don't we? And the next game in our look back at the last 10 years of PC gaming rode expectations that were taller than a sandworm. It definitely got knocked off the sandy steed when the game released, but gosh darn it, it got back on. Moment number 8.
No Man's Sky was, to me, sort of like a tipping point game for this idea of like the everything game, that like people were so excited about the potential and really craved this idea of like this world you could be in and do like every activity you can imagine. And it turned out they had way overpromised what you were going to actually be able to do in No Man's Sky, right? Which was ultimately a game made by a very small group of people, from players online, when a game does not offer what they've been led to expect. People got really, really angry. That was not a happy moment, right? But I think at the same time, No Man's Sky has ended up being kind of the single best example of a game studio just buckling down and building out every feature that they had promised, that they had alluded to, that people expected, and then way, way, way more. They just kept building on it and kept building on it.
I think at this point, we're definitely in an era where a majority of games, from the biggest competitive multiplayer games to smaller games from small studios, single player stuff, like it's all kind of expected to transform over time in some way. And that whole possibility owes a lot to the progression No Man's Sky made to this redemption story of success. Certainly, early access is one of the biggest examples of this, an extension of kind of the groundwork that No Man's Sky laid, with early access being a kind of permission that games give themselves to be less than perfect at launch and improve over time.
I think No Man's Sky ended up kind of being the game that people wanted Starfield to be, in terms of just how big it was and how many different things you could do in it. But that really just goes to show like how hard and how much time it takes to build that kind of game is, right? They couldn't do it at launch, but they could do it with 7 more years of work.
Moment number 7. Now, here's a subject I know a little bit about, unless you've read it recently, in which case I know absolutely nothing at all. But I have had a front row seat to some of the biggest esports tournaments in the world, and the last 10 years have been extraordinarily good for competitive gaming. You might have heard recently that the esports bubble has slightly burst, but it's a phoenix. It's coming back from the grassroots ashes, and what we're seeing are publishers giving their games to tournament organisers and to the fans and getting them to put on new tournament circuits. And that is really how you grow and sustain a scene, having experts run them and having the best players in the world want to play in them. So I can't wait to be front row at a few more tournaments in future. But hold on, I know someone else who knows esports inside and out. Sean, how's it going over there in the studio?
Oh, Frankie, I'm doing great. I'm still getting all dolled up for the show later today.
Looking good, Sean. But do you mind sparing a crumb of esports knowledge?
Frankie, I would be delighted to, even though I look a little ridiculous right now.
What do you make of the last 10 years?
The last 10 years of esports has been wild. Once the Overwatch League hit the scene and all of a sudden teams were entering in for 20, 30 million just to participate, it had this massive ripple effect across the entire industry, where you started to see team valuations spiking, salaries for players spiking, new leagues, coming out of nowhere that also had multi-million-dollar entries. And then in the last few years, we've seen the collapse of many, many, many of those, which on one hand is really sad and is really unfortunate. But at the same time, the one thing that continues to grow is people watching esports. When I first started watching, YouTube didn't even exist, and it still warms my heart, despite all the turmoil that's happened, just how much esports has grown and how much more it's going to grow.
Great to hear from my buddy and yours, Day 9, who'll host the PC Gaming Show in not too long. Our next moment is barely in the rearview mirror, having racked up PC Gamer's Game of the Year award in 2023, along with many others. Moment number 6. When it comes to CRPGs, Larian Studios have rolled a natural 20 on the genre, creating a game that has had both immense fan and critical acclaim. But don't just take my word for it. Here to share his thoughts is Astarion himself.
The writing was so good, the acting was so great, for so many different hundreds of actors, that I think it was a pivotal moment in gaming standards. And I think it can be seen for a long time as you can achieve this in games. It's one of those games that has given the player so much agency and freedom of choice to represent themselves in the game and be represented by the game the other way around, with people talking to you with preferred pronouns or your sexuality, etc., and your personal choices, good, dark, in between, grey area. It's one of those games that has done more than I think most games to give you that agency and freedom of choice.
It gives us like this type of freedom where we can kind of play however we want. There's no like one specific way to play, which is why it won Game of the Year for a reason. The amount of love and dedication for like the level designs, the challenges, the campaign, or even just the voice actors themselves, you can really see that they put a lot of love to this project.
As a performer, to be able to play every kind of iteration you could possibly imagine of the character is an incredible experience, because you don't just get to play one version of the character, you get to play every version of the character, which is beautifully indulgent and really wonderful.
Thank you so much to Neil Newham. Our next reflection is a little bit meta. Well, not meta, it's more an Amazon thing. I just mean that we're talking about the platform that you're watching this very show on. Moment number 5. When we talk about gaming as a medium, what's so interesting now is how blurred the line is between playing a game and watching it. Let's see what our experts have to add to that.
I don't think I've bought a game in the last few years without first watching someone play it on Twitch. It was my personal gateway into PC gaming specifically. I started to discover RP servers for games like Atlas, Red Dead and GTA. I watched modded gameplay of games like Skyrim and Minecraft and found specific PC games I wanted to try more than anything, like, at the time, RimWorld. I discovered a whole new world through watching Twitch streamers play games, a world I wanted to be a part of.
Playing games and then watching other people play them deepens and enriches the experience that I have just engaging with games in general. And there's the element of community. It's so much fun to play a game and then just celebrate how much we love it with other people, and being in a chat and seeing someone else appreciate something that you love is just always a heartening thing to experience.
We have almost reached the start of the PC Gaming Show, where we'll have dozens of new game trailers and exclusive interviews, so stay tuned. Now, as we look back at this golden era of PC gaming, naturally we lock eyes with some pretty big elephants in the room. Or actually, is that a llama? Moment number 4. You might be thinking that Fortnite is just for your nephew or for your kids, but let me tell you, as someone who hosts the Fortnite Championship Series, you'd be right, it's only 19-year-olds winning millions of dollars, but it's very fun to play with your friends. Here to tell us more about Fortnite are some real experts.
It was the first commercial battle royale to really make a mark. I think obviously PUBG had kind of run a mark that was everywhere. Fortnite launched and honestly was like terrible at launch. It was just a kind of crafting survival game. I think something that a lot of people don't really talk about, and the thing that's most exciting about its impact though, is that one, it introduced crossplay to everyone. Like Tim Sweeney and Epic really fought to make it so that every platform could play together, and now crossplay feels like kind of a standard thing for a lot of games. Which is great, obviously, for us on the PC, because then people can play with us without us having to go to the lesser platforms, obviously. But the other thing that it did really well is they introduced licensing into games in a way that's really interesting. Oh, hey, I'm playing Fortnite with my friend the Xenomorph and Robocop and, you know, any Marvel superhero you want.
One of the things I love about this era of gaming is it's a time when the corporate titans, like Fortnite, coexist with the comparatively smaller games made by smaller teams, or even a particularly talented solo developer. Moment number 3. If the idea of battling illithids, quick-scoping scrubs, or slaying monsters isn't your cup of tea, then luckily for you, the last 10 years has seen the rise of the cozy game genre. To tell us more, here's Lauren Morton from PC Gamer.
I think Stardew Valley really just nails the customization element and letting you have so many paths through the same game. Like, it was definitely the seed for like a type of game that had never been big on PC before, and was definitely the start of people looking for more like wholesome games, cozy games. Like, proved that there were enough people looking for that like chill cultivating experience that they could make a game like that level of sensation that Stardew Valley became like sort of overnight. It felt like everybody who plays has strong opinions about who they should romance, whether they should go with the community center route or the Jojo Mart route. Whether you want to be a fisher or a rancher or like some other path through the game, and you have so much control over your environment, how you want it to look. It just gives you that sense of like personalization and making a space yours that doesn't get old, really.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Doesn't it make a nice change to not be killing something? Moment number 2. You know, back in my day, communicating with our gaming friends over voice chat wasn't exactly simple. We had to hear our teammates eating while they rushed B on Inferno. We had to endure the shriek of Skype just to pair up with pals in StarCraft, and all I can say is never again.
Before Discord, there was TeamSpeak, we had Mumble, we had Pigeon, and it took an army of nerds to be able to put it together. And with Discord, like, anybody can just join it. If you have a phone or a PC, Discord is just there. I don't know why it didn't exist beforehand, but like, it's just been a godsend, honestly.
The thing about Discord for me as an independent developer is it's really made getting like live conversations with our community going so seamless and easy, because everybody who talks about games is already on Discord. Amazing. And we have 10,000 people in our Discord. That's nuts. The problem for me with Discord is that if you have just 12 people in a Discord and they're all talking to each other, you're going to get drama. So it's like the challenge for indie game developers is, yes, it's this incredible tool. It's totally low-hanging fruit. Everyone has it. But you need to give resource to it literally every single day. And it's very... it's demanding. It's demanding. But I love my Discord, and they're my little freaks. So I wouldn't give them up for anything. We have also kept our forums open at the same time, though, just to like play the field.
Chatting with your friends online has never been easier thanks to Discord. And now, the number 1 moment from the last decade. Alright, we're nearly ready to start the PC gaming show. Who's ready? Actually, is our host ready? Let's check on him.
Hey.
Hey Sean, how's it looking over there, buddy? You got your hosting pants on yet?
Frankie, indeed, I am wearing pants, but you just can't rush this kind of beauty.
Sean, I know you're already hosting the show along with our friend Mika Burton, but can we steal a moment to get your thoughts on, the most historically significant thing that's happened in PC gaming since 2015?
For our 10th anniversary, Frankie, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Because when you think about a brand new release, it's trying to do something more, bigger explosions, better graphics, maybe pushing some technical thing to the limit. Like, PUBG did not really run very well on release. Like, I was getting 20 frames per second when I played, but it was so compelling, and it breaks like 3 million concurrents. And then Fortnite switches its core gameplay away from that build a base and defend things at night into a battle royale and becomes the #1 game in the world. And I think that it was so impactful because it was like watching the birth of a new genre. People that did not play shooter games like me had such clarity as to what you needed to be doing at all points in time, and there's 100 people in the game. I mean, again, I don't think that I've played something that compelling since.
Thank you so much to Sean and all of our other experts for sharing their biggest moments with us. Read more about the 10 biggest moments in the last decade of PC gaming on PCGamer.com, and let us know your favorite gaming moments using the hashtag PCGamingShow.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to the PC Gaming Show 2024. Once again, I'm absolutely thrilled to be your host. My name is Sean Day9 Plot. We've got another great show for you, packed with trailers, exclusives, and lots of surprises, but here is what I'm most excited about. Joining me once again is the inimitable Mika Burton. Get in here, Mika.
I'm on my way.
Take it away.
Sean. I am so
glad to be here and be a part of this milestone in the history of the PC gaming show. Seriously, like a whole decade covering the ever-changing landscape of PC gaming and all of the incredible games during that time. That's pretty impressive.
We've had a good run. 10 years is a long time, and if this show was a child, it would be slamming doors and belittling me in public and still asking for V-Bucks in Fortnite.
Yeah, well, before we take a look at the future of PC gaming, let's get a bit nostalgic and take a look back at some of our favorite moments from the last 10 years of the show.
Oh, dude. Cue the emotive montage music.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Well, over the years, we've featured so many great games, some of which got their start right here on the PC Gaming Show. So, who remembers some of those gems?
I mean, I remember in 2021 when we turned a graphics card into a spaceship, or when we did various attempts to replace our host with artificial intelligence. It was an innocent time. We were so young and naive back then.
We sure were. And what about way back when the PC Gaming Show was live, and we had developers like Dean Hall and Warren Spector, and oh my God, look at baby Day 9.
Oh, and I still look like that.
I mean...
And who could forget the PC Gaming Show 1969 live streaming from a surface of a little white rock that we call the moon?
Hey, what?
Wow. I don't know if it's my dwindling oxygen levels or the fact that my internal organs are floating weightlessly around my body. Man, this game is making me feel very dizzy with excitement. Houston, anything new on the RPG front?
Hey, what?
And who could forget the PC Gaming Show 1350, a personal favorite of mine? Now, for fans of sticks and pebbles, prepare to lose thy stools for sticks and pebbles too. Developed by peasants and published by Microsoft. Simply boil some water to access it on Steam.
Sean, you know some of those things didn't really happen, right?
Oh, of course, Mika, I know. I'm not an idiot. Moon landing, sure.
Well, we have some more exciting news. No 10th anniversary show would be complete without our favorite Brit and gaming goddess. It's none other than Frankie Ward.
Thank you so much, Mika. It's great to see you and Sean again. And to celebrate 10 years, I even got us a little cake. But I do think I speak for everyone watching when I say, could you two stop goofing around and just get to the trailers already?
Well, in a second. But Frankie, riddle me this. Why aren't you, like, here with us?
Well, I'm kind of expecting a pretty special delivery.
Oh, I get you. Big Amazon order.
Yeah,
Can't miss those. Sometimes you have to sign.
Right? Something a little more important. I'll be here with my unborn mind flayer having a watch party. And I'm just gonna chill out here on the couch, have some snacks, and be on hand to jump in whenever the mood takes me. Also, why are you standing there like a couple of lemons anyway? You should take a page from my book and take a load off.
Ooh, hey, Frankie, I think you're onto something. I mean, this is way better.
Yeah, thank you, Frankie. And you know what? Thank you, chair scientists everywhere.
I'm glad you're both comfortable because we've got a great show today. Trailers to the most exciting upcoming PC games, exclusive world premiere announcements of brand new games, interviews and behind-the-scenes looks at upcoming releases, and lots more.
But first, let's kick off this year's 2024 PC Gaming Show with 3 huge world premiere announcements. Here we go.
From the creators of Dorfromantik and Kurzgesagt comes a new game in space. Meet the Starbirds. Help them claim nearby asteroids. You'll need to build stuff. You'll need to gather stuff. You'll need to connect stuff to other stuff to produce even more stuff. To advance your technology and reach for the stars. Explore countless asteroids. They're packed with resources and come in all shapes and sizes. Stay curious. You never know what you may find. Starbirds, coming to a solar system near you. Wishlist now on Steam.
Wow, Laurem Veil looks great. A fantasy world with post-apocalyptic vibes, guns, but also magic. Sign me the heck up. And actually, Mika, question for you. What do you think you would become in a lawless fantasy world? Seriously.
Well, I could see myself as like a ruthless bounty hunter, blasting away hordes of enemies with a 6-shooter, or maybe I'd become a silver-tongued traitor, you know, talking my way out of dangerous situations.
Wait, but what about me?
For you, I picture a dead body, you know?
Oh, well, that makes sense. I mean, I would die quickly.
Yeah.
People have always said I look like the Disco Elysium bloated corpse.
Right? It really checks out. Well, in Laurem Veil, it looks like both of our visions can come true. Hey, now, Sean, since we're talking about fantasy games, lots of them let you practice alchemy, right? But how about a tycoon game that lets you practice alchemy?
Oh, Mika, is your clever wordplay indicative of me getting to brew my own beer?
You are so right, Sean. It is, but more than just that. In our next game, you build and manage a monastery, keep your monks happy, and create your very own ale recipes.
Oh, Mika, at last, a game that caters to my desire for medieval, mead-based monastery management.
Roll out the barrels as we raise a goblet or two to Ale Abbey.
think it's time, Red?
I told you, my name is Ringo.
Tell me again, how does this thing work?
You just have to combine the words. Like this.
Super Fire King!
Count your weakness.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Careful with the face.
I guess it's just you and me now.
Seems that way.
I've never seen the stars like this before.
Well, make sure you put on your seatbelt.
Coming up in the PC Gaming Show.
Zoe, I was beginning to think you'd never make it. Ah, you were looking for answers. For you, these centuries would have passed in an instant. I once served your father. I helped him lay the groundwork for everything you see here. I am Savi. Welcome, Zoe.
Thugs like you were all the same.
Well, there is an offer that you can't refuse. So, how about you, good fella? Are you ready to get your knuckles bloody with fallen aces?
Well, Mika, I'd rather use a lead pipe. You know, because I have these fragile RTS digits.
Yeah, okay. Well, good news, Sean. You will recognize our next game, Stormgate, a real-time strategy game. It's given off some big StarCraft vibes, which is not surprising since it's being made by a team of former StarCraft developers. And hey, Sean.
Yeah.
You've played StarCraft like an hour or two, right?
Oh, yes, Mika. I've played maybe even 3 hours. I even dipped a toe in a little bit.
Crazy.
But now for all you RTS fans out there, heads up, because with Stormgate, we've got a lot more than just a trailer. We visited the developer Frost Giant Studios for a close-up look at their new RTS. So get those hand stretches going, prop up your gaming chair, and stay hydrated. Prepare to do battle in Stormgate.
Before the Infernals invaded us on Earth and destroyed human civilization, they engaged in battle with their sworn enemies, the Celestial Armada. Angelic form merged with advanced technology. The Celestials fight unlike anything we've seen, harnessing both light and darkness. They have new ways to mine resources and centralized army production. Their flying arc ship cascades power, which they use to expand infrastructure, energize their army, and enhance their abilities.
Enemies beware.
Now, the Celestial Armada is here. Earth is the latest battleground, and the war, it's just getting started.
The Celestial Armada is this dying alien race that is moving through the galaxy, and they are ancient beings that stretch back to the origins of the universe itself. And everything from their beings to their civilization to where they live is technologically driven. And we love playing into that mechanically with how they express themselves on the battlefield in the game. With each faction that we develop, we start with a core identity. The Vanguard, we have this plucky human resistance. They're about adaptability, and with the Infernals, we really explored the idea of a unit-focused faction that could have a different way of summoning their troops into the battlefield. With the Celestials, when we started out, we really wanted to push a lot of boundaries. And we thought, how can we make a building-focused faction? And also a faction that introduces map-wide mobility. They are anchored by this idea that they're descending into the atmosphere from the Celestial Armada. And so when you're playing as this faction and can build structures all across the map in different places very easily, in many ways it becomes this strategic dance about where the conflict is playing out on a map. So we've kind of shifted the focus onto the buildings themselves. There's going to be a lot of emergent gameplay that players will discover on their own that we are not planning for. And that's actually what we want from the Celestials. Is we want to give players a bunch of options, a bunch of flexibility, and a bunch of interesting toys to play with, and then see what comes out the other side. And if you're the type of player that really likes coming up with this innovative way to outsmart opponents, the Celestial faction is designed for you.
With Celestials, we've really done something that is pure original thinking from this team that is not something that we've seen before in a real-time strategy game. And it took a lot of iteration to get to the point that it felt balanced and where it felt correctly comparable to the other two races.
Stormgate is a Blizzard-style RTS, and so by saying that we're continuing the legacy of Warcraft and StarCraft, we're really looking at that core RTS experience. But we really believe that even within a Blizzard-style RTS, there's a lot of room to innovate, and there's a lot of creative boundaries that can be pushed to bring new styles of play and new experiences for players. And so we are really excited about bringing a lot of new ideas into the genre. We want you to have this asymmetric experience where playing one faction or another faction really feels almost like a different game entirely.
Our technology runs at a higher tick rate than any real-time strategy game that's ever come before.
In a nutshell, essentially what that means is, as a player, the time between clicking and seeing their actions take place is faster than any other RTS game that's really ever come out. As a player, it just feels really, really good to play.
One of the biggest design challenges that we faced with Stormgate is creating a game that maintains the high-skill gameplay that has been the heart of RTS for so long, but still provides an on-ramp for new players coming in that doesn't scare them away. It's okay to be a high-skill game. It's actually a good and appealing thing. We never want to water down that aspect of RTS, but we talk a lot about lowering the skill floor, which means making it more approachable for new players coming in without taking away the high skill elements of the game that make RTS so exciting. Early access is much more about bringing the community along with us and benefiting from that feedback that the community provides us to really make the game what they tell us they want. We've been having conversations with the community, and together, hopefully, that we really are able to craft something that feels collaborative. We're sharing it at a much earlier stage than any game that we've worked on in the past. But it is a better way to make games, and I believe that Stormgate, as it evolves, will turn into something that is literally the best game that we've ever worked on as a result.
We hope you've enjoyed this exclusive first look at our Celestial faction. Stormgate's free to play, it's available to everyone, and will be launching fully into early access on August 13th. But you can join us before then on July 30th by going to Steam and picking up one of our bundles that's available today.
Well, douse me in ethereal light and mine my minerals. I am beyond excited for Stormgate.
Hey, Sean, if you're excited for RTS madness, wait until you hear this. I've been using pretzels to scoop up my ice cream instead of a spoon. Pretzels, they're like spoons you can eat.
Oh, solid logic, Frankie, but why are you telling me this now?
It's strategy, Sean. Optimum watch party strategy. No spoons, nothing to wash later. Get it? Here is another example. Let's say someone knocks on my door during the watch party. A regular person would get up and answer the door, but me? I just hurl this brick through my front window, and whoever was knocking runs away in terror. Bricks, they're like spoons you can throw.
I feel like I'm really starting to get you, Frankie. A window brick sounds totally overpowered. I think you're onto something.
My point is this. It's a really exciting time for strategy games on PC, and we've got so many more to show you today, starting right now. All you turn-based tactics fanatics out there do not want to miss this next one.
It was the look of death.
So Camlet is really trying to summon a demon from another dimension. What a twat.
The primary mission is to sabotage Camlet's operation at any cost. What a splendid hiding place.
How about a little switcheroo?
You got equipped with thinamajigs too.
You're not the only one with tricks up your sleeve.
Tight passages, traversing the rooftops, will require some cunning.
Don't mind me.
Did you just melt him?
It's an incredibly complicated chemical reaction. But yes. Impressive.
Terrifying.
It has its uses.
I've got glimpses of a strange machine he's been working on. I have no idea what it does.
We'll keep it simple then. Stab and shoot our way to the off button.
They said that a career in archaeology would be uneventful.
Stealth, tactics, a ragtag group of scientists, and a werebear? What a great world premiere trailer. And speaking of trailers, Mika, we've had a ton of them on the PC gaming show over the last 10 years. You want to hear some stats?
Oh my God, is Master Chief a Covenant killing machine?
Has and always will be, Mika. And in the first 10 years of this show, we've piped into your hungry little eyeballs over 79,018 seconds of exclusive PC gaming content, streaming in a plethora of languages and regions.
And that's not all, Sean. We have worked closely with developers to provide exclusive behind-the-scenes content and showcase some of the most exciting games of the past decade, all of which can be found over on our Steam page.
Indeed. And hey, how about a few more of those stats?
Ooh.
According to chat, a whopping 98.7% of viewers tuned in live right now want us to hurry up and get on with the next trailer.
Oh.
So hey, can't argue with facts.
No, you can't.
Hey PC gamers, my name is Dave and I'm the director at Mighty Yell, and if you know us, you know we like to make things that are weird, uplifting, and fun. With those things in mind, I cannot wait to show you our brand new expressive dance battle adventure, All Systems Dance. All Systems Dance takes the fun of freely dancing and moving through a space, combines it with some tense arena combat and a heartfelt and funny story, all in the name of taking down an evil corporation. Look, we wanted to make a game about dance because, well, we're not the greatest dancers. I'm not. But that doesn't matter. The thing about dance is that everyone can dance. And if everyone can dance, and dance is what you need to save the world, then maybe everyone can save the world. I'm going to let the teaser speak for itself, but please go to allsystemsdance.com for more information. Thank you for watching this, for being a part of this with us. And remember, the revolution will not be choreographed.
Welcome to Port Tomorrow, a perfect place for every Whoosh citizen to work, socialize, and relax. We here at Whoosh have thought of everything, so you never have to.
Don't believe their marketing and don't believe their messaging. This is the face of Whoosh. Look around. We are all trapped here on this island. We are being watched and we have to fight back. I know they outnumber us, but we've discovered their weakness. Their weakness is dance. Dance reprograms them. Dance makes them see us as more than just a number on a spreadsheet. You have to dance. You have to dance like your life depends on it. Take back control, free yourself, and feel the movement. The revolution will not be choreographed.
1-1, this is Zeus. Do you copy? Over. We've detected the anomalous presence in the Iron Corridor area. We need you to localize it and contain it. There's a lot of blue and red activity there. Do not engage. I repeat, do not engage. Your goal is simple. Search and contain the anomaly. I repeat, search. Atlas, do you copy? Respond, Atlas.
Okay, Mika, pop quiz.
But I didn't study, Sean.
Quiet, listen. Let's say you find yourself face to face with a huge mutant super soldier whose arm has been replaced by a chainsaw.
Okay.
What do?
Well, if I were a mad scientist working for an evil mega corporation, you know, like you do, I would probably replace its other arm with a grappling hook.
Oh my God, perfect, because that means you would fit right in at Tripwire Interactive, who have been working for years to bring us the next installment in the Killing Floor series. Now, for those of you who didn't know, the franchise has been a huge staple of the PC gaming show since its inception back in 2015. Tripwire have actually been at 9 PC gaming shows. In the upcoming sequel, players will face off against a new upgraded generation of Zeds in this long-awaited co-op horror FPS.
And the Zeds aren't the only things that have gotten an upgrade. To learn more, we visited those mad scientists at Tripwire Interactive for this exclusive look at the guns and gore of Killing Floor 3.
Who's ready for a bit of fun then?
Action horror would be the thing that we focused on from the beginning with Killing Floor 3. It was really about science gone wrong. I mean, even like, look at this set, right? As a kid of the 80s and 90s, I just loved the Dark Horse Aliens and Predator comics. There were some elements in there about trying to create biological weapons set in a thematically dystopian themed world. So we wanted to tie that in. But from Predator and Aliens, one of the things that you see the most is basically a group of well-trained badasses who have to use every single bullet, every single grenade, every single weapon to handle the things that they're being faced with, these kind of insurmountable odds. Those moments are what motivate us, and that's when Killing Floor is at its best.
There's just a combination of just so many small elements that we've improved over Killing Floor 2 experience. We've increased the amount of Zeds that are in the world at one time, so the battle feels way more epic.
We knew we wanted Zeds to become more challenging. We're increasing how they get to you, how they damage you, so the cone of danger has essentially increased dramatically. Anywhere on screen Zeds can be, so I have to kind of keep my head on a swivel and really learn how to prioritize my targets. It's not essentially what's closest to me, but what can get to me faster, what's going to do more damage. It's just more ways to kind of amplify not only the action, but that horror element as well in KF3.
We have like very detailed hit detection system now, and you can blow off any limb. Every bullet hole that hits it stays there permanently. Exactly where you burn the creature is where you'll see its flesh burnt. We actually have Zeds where you can blow limbs off and they'll keep fighting you if it's not a critical spot of that Zed.
Most of our Zeds have somewhat of a critical zone on it. So certain Zed tech, like on the flesh pound, on his back, on his chest, they'll glow. If you shoot that, it will explode off and expose like an inner critical zone that when you shoot will kind of deal the ultimate killing blow to that Zed. One thing that's always felt great in Killing Floor is shooting things in the head. We wanted there to be variety when you do that. Their heads are made up of multiple meshes so that it can essentially open up and kind of randomizes what that head could look like. There is the opening shot of Day of the Dead, but it's really just a massive tongue and maybe like a few teeth hanging there. We're very big horror fans, so there's kind of like little Easter eggs throughout everything. That impact and that feedback and that variation makes shooting things in the head feel incredibly rewarding. We hope you enjoyed that exclusive look at Killing Floor 3. For more information, visit killingfloor3.com and wishlist now.
What a beautifully twisted and nightmarishly gory game. Yeah. I've already added it to my wish list, and look at this, Mika.
Oh.
I've also been in their Discord for 3 weeks.
Sean, that is the Discord for Cleaning Floor 3, the mopping simulator.
Oh, I mean, I was kind of wondering why there was so little chat about killing Zeds and so much about preventing streak marks on kitchen floors.
All right, let's leave Zeds behind because in our next game, there is a different type of mob filling the streets. Thousands of screaming sports fanatics. You can manage traffic, security, and logistics for athletes and fans in football tycoon game Kappa City. Here's the world premiere trailer.
This city is about to experience a football game that could be the greatest it has ever seen. You are responsible for how it will go down in history. Get ready to host the biggest clubs from all around the world. You will have to manage every single detail. Prepare for thousands of fans swarming your city. Filling the streets with energy you can only get from football fever. But remember, safety is a top priority. It's all in your hands. Can you find the right balance?
The fans are getting excited, but the pressure on the organizers is rising.
Can you give them what they want? Can you create a night they will remember forever? Everything comes down to your decisions. Clubs, engage thousands of fans, create a football fiesta. Kappa City 25, the first football tycoon.
From
the guy from the deli, Pinch Elfin Princess, and Nightmare Clown.
Hey, Cat!
Are you ready to play awesome games in my own fantasy megaverse? I hope I never wake up.
Stay.
Bad clown. So what's up first? A little Halo capture the flag, or...
Have a lovely picnic.
Sure.
Kat, we've been talking. You do know about PC Game Pass, right?
PC Game Pass? What's that?
It's a membership that lets PC players play new and immersive PC games.
Like going to a PC gamer's dreamland, only you're awake and he's not here. Tell me all about it!
You'll get day one access to some of the biggest new releases, along with a curated library of PC games.
It even includes an EA Play membership.
And it's crammed to the gunnels with exclusive member benefits and discounts. If I were human instead of a ripped dream elf, then I'd use it to try games and buy them for less. Huzzah! Sick! Can I play with my friends? Ask them yourself! Huzzah! Cool! Multiplayer! So it's a gaming membership designed specifically for PC players, and you get all these awesome features for a low monthly price?
Exactly! You even get exclusive Riot Games benefits. Uh-oh.
Thanks, guys. As soon as I wake up, I'm joining PC Game Pass. It's literally a dream come true. Better, even.
You know, it's not often I get to say this, but that terrifying clown and his admittedly cute friends really know what they're talking about.
Oh, they sure do, Mika. PC Game Pass is a great way to try out tons of PC games without having to buy them at full price.
So true. Well, let's keep the show rolling with some more trailers.
Oliver for Strange Scaffold, the studio behind El Paso elsewhere. We're making a covert revenge thriller FPS about a secret agent who turns down one last job too many and gets hunted across the North American wilderness by the military-industrial complex. And I was like, hey, can I shoot this promo here? And they said, well, it's Texas, of course we can hunt you. And I said, what's that?
The one thing the games industry needs more than a corporation that gives a shit about developers and their players is WASP slander. Now, I could tell you about how Strange Scaffold, the studio behind El Paso elsewhere, is making an exciting new action game, but if you get anything out of this next trailer, I hope it's that WASPs are evil bastards and they should be shot on sight. Thank you.
Where are you hiding? The more you hide, the more agents we send. And the more agents we send, well, come on out, you big bitch.
Okay.
Wait, no!
I've got Hardy. Agent down. Harding spotted. Harding's here. He's going for the head!
Be careful what you wish for.
The Cataclysma left us broken. Lost. But we rose, piece by piece. Night after night. They broke us once. But I see no broken souls today. I see a people carved from stone. And with this stone, we will rebuild.
Coming up in the PC Gaming Show.
Listen, I don't care what you were doing back on Earth, shooting hobos in tracksuits or sweating in a bush in some godforsaken jungle. This is nothing like what you've ever faced. Our intel confirms enemy operators deployed in the AO. And it seems like those alien freaks can be killed with light. Keep your mission objective a priority, and I'll see you on the other side. Moving out.
Excellent work as always, Day 9. What's up, everybody? I'm Tasteless, and I am joined with David Kim and Artosis. Today, we're going to be talking to you about a very exciting new game, Battle Aces, a fast-action RTS.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. So this first building that you see right here is my core. This is where my units train out of. And also, if I lose the core, then I lose the game.
It seems like in this game, you can expand like within seconds of it starting. Is that correct?
Yeah, so right when the game starts, you have enough resources to either expand, tech, or build an army to attack with.
You know, something that we keep seeing show up on this screen right now is that intelligence bar. This is one of my favorite things about Battle Aces, where you can immediately see not just your unit deck, but your opponent's as well, and start strategizing from the get-go.
For sure, and not only that, I can also see the precise, I guess, tech progress of my opponent and vice versa too. So we can strategize very precisely in this game.
So with these unit decks, you can make almost any combination of units. How many units exactly are in the game Battle Aces right now?
Yeah, so we have 45 units planned for the closed beta, but we'll be adding new units every single season, so the possibilities of strategy will be endless.
Now, I notice here on the intelligence bar, you can see you're teching up, your opponent is taking that faster third base, and I see you're playing like a very defensive, tech-oriented game, whereas your opponent is playing a bit more fast-paced, right? Like he's running around, he's doing the attacking while you're doing the defending.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the different types of strategies that can be used for different players?
So in this specific game, I'm trying to show off a more easier way to play, so you'll notice that I'm not really clicking all that much kind of thing. So my basic strategy is in tier 1, I have these recall units that can teleport back to any of my bases, making it a very easy defensive option. And I'm straight teching to king crabs that are very strong at harassing enemy bases and expansions.
Now, game timers and RTSs is not like a new thing, but what's interesting about this one is that this game counter is counting down. What's the story with that?
Yeah, so we have a max game limit of 10 minutes in this game. So when the timer reaches 0, then the game will end. And the winning player is whoever has the higher score when that happens.
Now, we noticed that the 2 king crabs you have, they seem to be on a stealth mission here. It seems like you're skirting the bottom of the map, maybe going up for a little bit of harassment, a little bit of counterattacking.
Yeah, for sure. So I sent 2 to the back so that I can take down one of these bases, hopefully, and while playing a defensive game. But the enemy noticed that, and because he was kind of off position, that's why he went all in on my third base.
Yeah, it looks like he will end up killing off your third base here, and in fact brings in a huge army, but it looks like you will defend, unfortunately losing that third base.
Yeah, but I do have a bigger army, and I was able to save those 2 king crabs and bring them back. So I'm feeling pretty good about this massive attack right here.
Yeah, it looks like you're pushing forward, and that is a very scary army with that many king crabs. Let's see how you end up doing. It does look like it's going to end up being a rout, even taking down his flying units there. It looks like you've done a great job this game, David. And, you know, I got to say, guys, I've played a lot of Battle Aces. And if you want a more in-depth look at the high skill expression available, check it out at playbattleaces.com.
And we'll be starting our beta very soon, in a few weeks. So please make sure to sign up for the beta while you're there at the site.
And be sure to wish list it on Steam. Thank you so much for joining us. That's all the time we have. Day 9, back to you.
Thanks, Artosis. And Nick Tasteless Plot, my literal brother that refers to me by my internet moniker.
Well, now, Sean, Frankie told us there'd be a lot of great new strategy games in our show, and she was right. There has never been a better time to be a PC gamer and an RTS fan. And with the lightning-fast action of its 1v1 and 2v2 modes, Battle Aces is a big reason why.
And
next up, Citizen Sleeper 2.
Wait, I'm sorry. I thought I was
no,
gonna...
I thought it...
It's me, right?
No.
Well, look.
Okay.
If you don't mind,
Yeah,
a little
no,
mix-up, but
go for it, yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
The world of a malfunctioning android housing the digitized consciousness of a human being can be treacherous existence at the best.
I was supposed to introduce that trailer. Me, Mika. And then he just swoops in and steals it. Ho, you've made a powerful enemy today plot.
Mika, is everything okay?
Yeah, what? Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
Okay, great. As I was saying, this new
Keep talking, Day 9, and you won't have 9 days left after I...
Look, Mika, I can all hear your thoughts.
What? How?
Well, yeah, you recorded them earlier, in the voiceover studio. I mean, that's the audio that's getting piped into the studio right now. Guys, can we go ahead and mute 003 Mika's internal rage.wave right now?
You got it, Sean.
I'm sorry, I just, I really wanted to introduce the trailer. I'm like the TTRPG girl.
Okay, you know what? Honestly,
yeah.
totally fine. Go ahead.
You sure? Okay. You've lost your memory and there's a bounty on your head. This time, you're not alone.
Okay, wait, hold on. Where are my vengeful thoughts?
Oh.
Sorry, Sean. It got taped over with one of our nature documentaries.
All right, well, just play that, I guess.
Well, as I was saying, you've lost your memory.
The Bolivian gulping iguana sounds its mating call, a noise often described as nature's dumbest sound.
Oh, forget it. Just cue the dang thing.
Well, in all of its uninterrupted glory, here's our first ever look at the gameplay in Citizen Sleeper 2, which I got to announce and not Sean.
Wake up, Sleeper. We're in trouble. Lane's closing in, and we need this next contract to go right. But nothing's gone right so far. That contract Carson gave us was trouble from the start. Junie? I didn't trust her. Not for a moment. That derelict was a death trap. Suddenly, it was all over. But we've got to bounce back. We've secured the contract. So let's talk, crew. How about Nia? She was handy with that drone. Stopped the whole thing blowing up in our faces. Or Eugene. He's a loudmouth, but he's tough as hell. Although he did forget to tell us about Vesna. Or we find someone new, but new crew have new problems. The belt is wide, Sleeper. So whatever comes at us next, just remember, nothing in the belt ever runs smooth.
Wish you could keep track of all the games you're seeing on the PC Gaming Show? Well, that's exactly what wishlists are for. The PC Gaming Show Steam page is a one-stop shop where you can fill up your wishlist with every single game we're featuring on our show. Make it quick though. We've got an unbeatable trailer coming up. That's no exaggeration. It really is unbeatable.
I say the lines, the syllables, got it memorized so I can make you stop. You treat me like a criminal, so why shouldn't I treat you like you're a cop?
is a double shot of exciting news. Core Keeper's upcoming 1.0 launch and twin stick shooters Odenfall coming to early access later this year.
Okay, Mika, I can't wait to show everyone our next game, and it's so exciting. I'm gonna need to stand up for this. Should stand up too.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay. It's hard to think of a better combination than the team behind the gloriously gory medieval warfare slasher Chivalry 2 and this classic zombie survival horror game that started out as a mod for Half-Life 2.
Brace yourself for 8-player co-op, permadeath, and the terrifying cinematic experience of No More Room in Hell. So let's take a look.
Oh. Yeah, you're gonna want to sit down for this.
But I just stood up.
No More Room in Hell 2 is a permadeath horror co-op game.
You start with a flashlight with no weapons, and you're exploring in the dark, and you're trying to find your first friend and your first weapons to get some safety.
You find more gear, you find more people. It's suddenly 4 players, 6 players, 8 players, up to that final showdown at the power plant, where hordes of zombies are pouring in and are using explosives and assault rifles to overcome that final challenge.
Like with Chivalry, combat is the first thing we focused on, being Torn Banner. We want that game feel just really intense, and it's part of the immersion. Every run is different. We're looking at how do we deliver the Hollywood cinematic experiences? You know, how do we put you in a place that you've never been before, but you've always wanted to be? It's like a co-op game with consequences. And the fun becomes, how long can I survive the zombie apocalypse?
Friendly Mustang has arrived on the battlefield. Take the electrotube to your radio transmitter.
Peggy 18.
Gore meets parkour in Death Sprint 66. And here I thought the worst thing that could happen while jogging is jogging. Now, you've heard of motorbikes and motorboats, but how about motor brooms? In Crescent County, you can escape to a beautiful and wholesome island of witches, where you don't just fly around on boring old wooden brooms. You soup them up, trick them out, and use them for drifting, racing, and running a high-speed delivery service. Let's take a visit to Crescent County. And now I'm beyond lucky to be joined by Crescent County's creative director, Anna Hollenreich. Anna, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here.
Now, that was a lovely trailer, and I'd love if you could just walk us through a little more of what we just saw.
It's kind of if you're imagining Kiki's Delivery Service meets the Bikes of Akira, set on a rural witch tech island. It's a game about finding yourself kind of as a proto-adult, and I'm really interested in this question of how do you find home in a new space? How does a place become yours? By day, you're driving around the island, making deliveries to the locals, and then by night, you're racing around the island with the characters that you've befriended along the way, or, I don't know, maybe you want to get one of the characters to date you, but you need a bed frame because they have self-respect. Is that overly mean?
You did say that you took some personal experiences into this. It's so real. Okay, so talk to me a little bit about where the idea for Crescent County came from.
It's inspired by my first ever proper video games job where I moved to the Isle of Wight. I couldn't stop doing this witch tech mashup. I couldn't stop drawing it. I was going to Comic-Cons, I was selling art about it, and I've been working in big teams on things like Fall Guys. But I knew that if I didn't launch myself out into the unknown, I would never forgive myself.
So you're taking this big leap into making this game, and it's in the cozy genre. What sets your game apart from those?
So this is a delivery life sim game, right? But it's also got underground motorhome street racing in it. I really love genre mashups. I think that they're so interesting. And I love making worlds that feel warm and lived in and loved, where people feel, you know, relaxed and safe. But also, if you want to amp things up, you can trick out your motor broom to the point where you're almost flying and smash into your friends with all your sigil sticker powers.
What about it excites you the most, though?
We're really interested in making this island feel very relaxing to drive around, but also hiding all of these little shortcuts and jumps and boosts all over the place so that it can be just as intense and chaotic sometimes as well.
Where can everyone get their hands on Crescent County?
So this game means the absolute world to us. It's a bit of my heart, it's a bit of my soul, and if it interests you, please add it to your wish list.
Crescent County looks amazing, Sean, and it is just oozing with charm. I'm definitely making room for it at the top of my wish list.
And if you want to wishlist Crescent County and all the other great games you've seen on our show today, they're all located in one place, the PC Gaming Show Steam page.
Okay, it's time to put the brooms away as we take a look at some other wickedly good releases.
My name is Sam Walker, and I am the last man standing. I steel myself for what's to come. I may not survive this, but at least I'll go down fighting. Fighting for a chance to make things right. Even if it's too little too late.
Set out on the journey, my child, and find your voice. For it is the sound of the instrument that soothes your father.
But I don't know where to go, where to search for it.
Play a note at the melody whereof a great sight one can cast. Other worse, whereby the heavy cup of wine one can cast.
Hello, my name is Nicole He, and I'm working with Nereal and Devolver Digital to make the world's first first-person shooter, The Crush House. So in the game, you've been hired to produce 1999's hottest reality show, and your job is to choose the cast, film the drama, and give the audience what they are thirsting for. But remember, never ever speak to the talent. Anyway, all the different audience groups want to see different things, so let's see who's tuning in today. All right, we've got the divorced dads. They want to see bromances, meat on the grill, strong male emotions, you know, divorced dad stuff. And the fish freaks are here. We've earned money from ads, so let's put some fish in the tank for them. This is normal for reality TV. And the film students are watching, and they want to see all of this at a Dutch angle, of course. Hold on, butt guys in the chat? Let's see what they have to say. Pants are a prison for the ass, if that's what you want, Sir Mix-a-Lot. You know, if we combo all the different things that they want to see in frame together, the ratings will go up even more. Chat is loving it. And no matter how crazy the audience requests are, we have to satisfy them or else the show will be canceled. But don't worry if things do go wrong. This is reality TV after all. Just pick a new cast, start the season over, and maybe this time we'll make it to the series finale of The Crush House.
Coming up in the PC Gaming Show. Trust me when I say I know what it's like to wait for a big release to arrive. This particular download has been queuing for months. But fans of extraction shooters, and I'm talking about the extraction shooter, the one that kicked off an entirely new genre, don't have much longer to wait. Multiplayer FPS Escape from Tarkov has been in beta since 2017, but is now preparing for its heralded 1.0 release. Here's a look at what's coming when the granddaddy of extraction shooters goes gold.
Ну, здравствуй, солдат. Давненько не заходила. Куда пропадал-то? А вот и наш новый герой! Так ты на арену поддался, но все равно вернулся, да? Чемпион. Да, изменился ты. Но и у нас тут жизнь не стоит на месте. Конфликт в Таркове снова разгорается. И пока неизвестно, чем все это закончится. Похоже, придется тебе снова показать, чего ты стоишь, боец. Путь осилит идущий, так ведь? И кто знает, может, у тебя и получится сбежать из Таркова.
If it's vengeance you want, I'll give it to you. As long as U is free, your world is in mortal peril. Help me seal him away. Stem the tide of destruction. It's the least you can do.
Come at me! You're in my way. Let's go! Come and get it!
This game blows
blows your mind. Mullet Madjack.
Sean, I am sad to say it, but we're not a million miles away from the end of our show.
What? Already?
Oh, wait. Sean, are you about to yell no and dramatically wave your fist at the sky?
No, I just thought I was gonna sneeze. Anyways, as you were saying.
Right, well, we don't have much left in the show, so it's time to...
Sorry, it turns out I am allergic to shows nearing conclusion.
Well, as I was saying, it is time to share something very special. We are living in a golden age of city builders, and there's something out there for everyone. Strategy, survival, puzzle games, co-op, there are even some really great, cozy, no-stress city builders.
And it's true, but even with all the city builders I play, I can honestly say that we've never seen one quite like this. From a very talented team of developers who made games like Mark of the Ninja and Gone Home, let's watch the world premiere of Generation Exile.
Our generation ship was to travel hundreds of years across the stars so we could build a new world for humanity. We had tried to restore Earth's ravaged ecology. The desperate solution nearly wiped us out instead. And now it's on the ship. And it's growing. There are only a few thousand of us left, and we cannot repeat the past. In our ship's closed ecosystems, resources are finite. Nothing can go to waste. Every bit of scrap needs to be salvaged, reclaimed, and repurposed into what we need to survive. Materials, food, water, air. We might not always work well with each other. We might squabble, we might stumble, but we are all we have. As we're building a balanced ecosystem, years will go by like minutes. We must adapt to each other and to the unknown. We're not just learning to build a sustainable future. Everyone on board is living their own story, and your story will be different from mine. Can we escape the mistakes that drove us from our home? Because every decision we make now will determine if humanity earns a second chance.
Generation Exile is a sustainable solarpunk city builder with a reactive emergent narrative that changes every single time the game is played. You are aboard a generation ship traveling for several hundred years, leaving a ecologically ravaged Earth behind, attempting to find a new home for humanity. So rather than repeat the failings of Earth in the past, you need to find a new way to develop a society that is sustainable and can thrive.
Your job is to make sure that you shepherd humanity successfully to the destination planet and that they live to get there and there's enough people to keep humanity going.
Players' goals differ a bit from traditional recognizable city builders, where yes, you're still having to provide the basics for your society, food, shelter, clean water, but there's kind of this unquestioned notion that we see both in a lot of strategy games, but also just in the world around us, where it's like, oh, well, when we need more resources, we can just keep extracting, we can just keep growing and growing and growing. It's simply not possible to keep expanding forever. And that is a thematic element of the game for sure, but I think part of that has come from just looking at the industry around us, where all the goals are just like, what are the returns for the next quarter? We see the harm that is caused by that single-minded focus on how can we extract as much value in the short term. And the people who are harmed the most by that are the thousands of people who in the last 6-8 months have lost their jobs, right? So as you make your way through the game and progress through the game, rather than just infinitely getting bigger, it's about becoming more regenerative, to use only what you have around you because there's no external source of anything else.
Fundamentally, you're on a spaceship. You got what you got.
What we wanted to achieve is to take a relatively recognizable set of city building mechanics, but having more narrative and story elements there as well. Because the thing that is so rich about city builders is that they're so systems dense, and that game state is all very much driven by the choices and decisions that the player is making. But the opportunity then we saw is to look at all that in the city building layer game state and then
drag it out into the narrative.
Exactly.
Kicking and screaming.
but in a good way.
In a good way.
Where rather than, you know, just like everyone's gonna play through the game and at turn 15, this thing happens, then at turn 25, this thing happens. Instead, you can just have authored narrative events that are reactive to whatever choices you've made, like weird ecology things that are occurring aboard the vessel, or
they're situational.
crises.
Yeah.
Small and large. We're able to provide the player the ability to make consequential specific decisions that are divorced from just the pure systems of the game, which then informs the events that will occur in the future, so that at the end, there will be echoes of the decisions you've made along the way. It should feel like the journey to get there is one that you uniquely experience, and the conditions that you finish with are ones that are reactive to all the decisions you made leading up to that point. The game can be wishlisted right now on Steam, and folks can also just go to sonderlessstudios.com to sign up for our newsletter and learn more as we roll things out. There'll be more delicious tidbits in there.
Will they be delicious?
They'll be delicious.
How delicious?
Delectable.
A huge thanks to the good folks at Sonderlust for letting us take a look inside their new sci-fi city builder, Generation Exile.
It looks incredible, and the amount of love and work the team have put into it really shines through.
Now look, we are under no illusion that this last year has been incredibly difficult for so many developers in the face of thousands of layoffs and countless studio closures.
Today, we are so grateful that we have the chance to put a spotlight on many people really continuing to make games in the face of uncertainty.
And if there's any game you saw in our show or in any of the other many showcases, we encourage you to purchase or even just wishlist any of the games for developers that you care about. It goes a long way.
Next up, you'd think the sight of a house standing up and walking around on two weird, massive chicken legs would be horrifying. But when you realize it's taking some heavy witch vibes from everyone's favorite Slavic folklore character, Baba Yaga, it's actually pretty awesome. Reika is the base building exploration game you'd curse yourself for missing.
We aren't the only ones celebrating an anniversary. iBuyPower is hitting a major milestone of their own, having been around for 25 years. iBuyPower is a fully independent and leading manufacturer of high-performance pre-built and custom gaming PCs based in North America. As a special thanks for 25 years of powering the PC gaming community, iBuyPower is giving away one of their official VCT Americas PCs, the RDY Y70 Valorant VCT AR002. This bad boy boasts a hefty AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D CPU, a GeForce RTX 4070 Ti, and 32 gigs of DDR5 5600MHz RAM. Did I also mention it's got iBuyPower's 240mm RGB liquid cooling unit? For your chance to win, head over to pcgamer.com/survey. And now, back to more trailers.
Meet the Lock creatures. Their language brings them to life and expands their society. Learn and spell their words, each with its own special ability to change the environment in deep and surprising ways. Play the Lock Digital demo available today.
In a world where the top special forces operatives are all just wizards for some reason, one team is unstoppable. Not yours. Hers. The Black Ops Chronomancer. Her team of needlessly fancy goons have brought the world to the brink of war. And only one group of mismatched rejects stands in her way. A disgraced retired Navy seer who can see every possible future, but can't remember his own tragic backstory. The freelance Storm Witch, a private investigator whose mastery of lightning is devastating, unless her enemies aren't standing near windows. The Necromedic, a surgeon who turned to necromancy when she lost her medical license. She can heal you, but she'll have to kill you first. The Rebel Riot Priest, your heavy support. Faith is her armor. But she is also wearing actual armor. Together, there's no threat they can't stop. As long as they can get there by public transport, they can rewind every time they screw it up. And there's an easy mode if they need it. Tactical Breach Wizards. Coming to Steam August 20th. Demo available now. Also, could you wishlist it, please? Thanks.
Wow, what a show so far. I'm absolutely loving it. And don't forget, you can do more than just watch this amazing lineup of games. You can play them too. Visit the PC Gaming Show Steam page to wishlist all the titles you've seen on today's show, all in one convenient, clickable place. Now, do you love history? Do you also love lists with between 9 and 11 items on them? Then today is your day. For our 10th anniversary, we've counted down the 10 biggest moments in PC gaming over the past decade. You can see where your favourite moments landed by visiting pcgamer.com/10. Right, time to grab some friends and head for the sky, where you can turn floating islands into your personal skyships and soar through the clouds. It's co-op survival craft made cozy. Here's an uplifting look at Aloft.
Hello, I'm Manuel Bergeron, founder and creative director of Astrolab Interactive. It is my greatest pleasure to announce that we just launched a new multiplayer demo for our game Aloft, a sandbox survival game set in the sky. Take a look at our new trailer for a few more surprises. Enjoy!
there, Rick? I can sort this, right? I just need time.
Don't you answer me back!
You're fired. You hear me? Fired.
Jesus, Gregor! Gregor!
Dude, Hotel Galactic looks so cute, right?
Oh my God, it does. And honestly, I would just love to manage a bed and breakfast for alien travelers. I just worry that my quaint taste and timeless valence bedspreads just might not be suitable for interdimensional species tastes. I don't know. What do you think, Mika?
Sean, look at me. If anybody can create the cutest bed and breakfast for interdimensional space beings, it's you. It's this guy.
Oh, you always care, Mika.
Oh, I know I do. And you know what else I care a great deal about? It's the developers at the Chinese Room getting back to their roots for more first-person horror. Still Wakes the Deep looks atmospheric as hell and positively chilling.
Amen to that, Mika. And hey, speaking of chilling, get ready to side-scroll your way through a 2.5D post-apocalyptic zombie survival with Into the Dead.
Set in 1980s Texas, you are charged with gathering resources, managing party members, and crafting items, all whilst hordes of killer zombies try to chomp down on your brains.
And what's worst of all is that this is taking place during a scorching heat wave.
Oh my God, and as someone who lives in California, I can confirm that's way worse than zombies.
I feel you. I mean, my family's Irish. I get sunburned by the moon.
PC Gaming Showcase. I'm Tanya from KitFox Games, and I'm here to show you 3 different games today. So let's start with Dwarf Fortress.
Hi, I'm Zach Adams.
And I'm Tarn Adams. We're the co-creators of Dwarf Fortress, inviting you to play Adventure Mode in open beta.
And we'll be adding tutorials and demigods later this summer.
While you're waiting, you can play Caves of Cud, the most intricate roguelike ever made.
Hello, we're Brian
and Jason, co-creators of Caves of Cud. After 15 years, the game is getting its 1.0 release later this year, but out today is the spring molting patch with its all-new UI. Live and drink.
And our final piece of news today is a whole new game to announce, a world premiere for the PC Gaming Showcase, Streets of Fortuna.
How will you survive in Fortuna? Will you be a thief? A cook? A smuggler? An artisan? A trader? The city is a richly generated sandbox, each citizen living their simulated life. Use knowledge to your advantage. Romantically or politically. Live your other life in Streets of Fortuna.
That was The Rise of the Golden Idol, once again inviting you to unravel the truth being a tangled mystery. Now, take a look at a game from our friends at Hooded Horse that combines turn-based strategy with real-time exploration. Here's the new trailer for Every Day We Fight.
While our countries were at war, the Rifters came. They put a dome over the city. Suddenly, almost everyone was frozen. Just a few of us were left.
Not soldiers, just ordinary people.
You know, I never used to like guns. Are we alive? I could swear I just got killed.
I think we jumped back in time.
Vivian! See what else she can do!
Don't miss.
Velkomin í verndarvættatölu.
Hi everyone, this is Dave, Community Manager on Windblown, the upcoming action roguelike from Motion Twin, the creators of Dead Cells. These cute characters here are the Leapers, who live in the Ark, a peaceful village now threatened by a massive vortex of doom. So, they train up and become fearless warriors to fight back in an attempt to save their world. Using a cool thruster, you can dash at lightning speed, letting you dart across the stage, dodge out of enemy attacks, or find new areas and secrets. Through each run, you'll be able to equip different gear and upgrades, creating powerful synergies between them. For example, switching weapons at the end of a combo will let you unleash a super powerful move called an Ultra Attack, if you can time it right. Jump online with up to 2 other players, meaning you can mix your builds with your friends and find the best combinations to carry you through the diverse biomes. Windblown will launch later this year into Steam Early Access. Player feedback is super important to help us craft a game that you guys will love to play. So join us on Steam for the latest updates and information, and how you can join in on the fun. See you soon in Windblown.
Folks, we are in the final stretch of the 10th anniversary PC gaming show, but that doesn't mean we are winding down. We are, in fact, amping up.
That's right! We're wrapping things up today with not 1, but 2 world premiere trailers in a row. It's like buy one, get one free world premieres.
No, Sean. That coupon expired in 1989, so we won't be getting.
Oh, well, that's too bad, except, look at this! This is our 10th PC gaming show, which means I get a free premiere.
Look at this guy! Thanks to Sean's Grandmaster level card play, let's check out 2 big world premiere trailers to cap off our show.
And that is a wrap on the PC Gaming Show 2024. We had such a great time showing you all the exciting PC games headed your way, and we're especially thrilled that you could join us for our 10th anniversary show. And I mean, if you've been tuning in to watch our show for 10 years straight, thank you so much. We couldn't have done it without you.
And if this is your first time watching, just watch the show like 10, 20 more times. Make up for all the ones you've missed and for the future ones.
That's 100% how the coupon works.
Right, and the punch card.
And we can't forget to say goodbye to our brave captain of the watch party, the amazing Frankie Ward.
Guys, it's been a great show and I had an absolute blast. Before we go, we also want to give a huge thank you to all the game developers, artists, designers, writers, voice actors, and everyone else out there working so hard day after day to create games we all play and love. We appreciate every single one of you.
Absolutely, Frankie. And don't forget that you guys at home can wishlist every game you saw on our show today by visiting the PC Gaming Show Steam page.
Thank you so much again, everyone, and we'll see you again in November for the PC Gaming Show Most Wanted.
Heck yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Oh, goodbye. Oh, that's other hand.
Bye.
Oh, wow, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye now.
Bye. Fantasy world with post-apocalyptic vibes. Let's go back. Get this camera away from me. We're going back to the start. Here it comes. I got it. This is the tape.
I've got us a little cake to celebrate.
Yeah. I know how to read. Whoa! What the am I doing? All right, one more time. Here we go.
Because I can't say it's
Atmospheric as balls.
atmospheric.
Are we allowed to say that? Is that helpful?
Sweaty balls.
Woo! I don't know why that's the noise I chose to make, but whatever. And published by Microsoft. Surviving of this f***ing surviving. I know, I just tripped it. All right, I can do it again. Cue the upbeat soundtrack. I was drooling all over my face for some reason.
So how about you, good fella? Are you gonna get your knuckles bloody with fallen aces?
Oh, Mika, I prefer.
Oh. How about you, Sean? Do you want to play Windows loading screen?
That was dumb enough for me. I'm ready for the next one. All right.
Bye. I thought you were gonna say, until then, go f yourself. And I was like, oh, that's a sign off.